everybody. Welcome back to Off the Wall Nerds podcast. This is the season premiere, and welcome to Mongoose Gaming, home of the Off the Wall Nerds podcast. As you guys can see, we're going to talk about a few things that have dropped in the last couple days. We took January off. I want to get an episode uploaded, but decided just to take the month off, kind of gather some stuff. And if you're subscribed to my YouTube, you can see me post my Celebrate videos, my Pokemon play videos, other stuff. So appreciate you guys' support on that. The quest for 1,000 subs continues. We're 429 away. The goal is to get 1,000 by the end of the year. So hopefully we can get that. I'm genuinely hoping we get some, some better traction going on the channel. In the meantime, we have some really awesome news to talk about. Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3, they dropped a trailer on Monday. Fantastic Four released theirs on this past Tuesday. And then we had today the rebirth of Jurassic World. The trailer for them dropped today as well. They actually dropped it early. They were supposed to drop it at 9 a.m. They're like, Universal, like, yeah, screw it. And they dropped it early. So I woke up this morning, saw the rebirth trailer, and I'm like, no, I literally didn't even like wake up. I saw the notification came out and put it on my TV so my kiddo and I could watch it. And we're gonna do that one last. So we're gonna talk about Fantastic Four. It was a very small trailer. Marvel did I'll say Marvel did marketing pretty good. As far as prepare for launch and all that. And I didn't hate it. It is not in the Earth 616 universe. It is in a different one. I didn't get what universe number it's in exactly, but it's in one of the multiverses. And that they just jump right into it. Like they don't even I know the trailer only reveals so much and the movie will reveal more, but the trailer just jumps right into all of them having their powers. You see them launch and then it just jumps into the Thing, Human Torch, Invisible, and all that. So the only power we didn't get represented was to see Pascal's Mr. Fantastic. We didn't see his stretching ability in the trailer. Everyone else showcased their power except him. But the trailer was pretty good. Very futuristic 1960s look. I think that's what they were going for originally, and wanted to say, hey, this is going to take place in this time, this period, and all that. So it was done pretty good. I like the effects. Again, if the Jetsons was in the 60s live action, it's kind of where I was going with that, to be perfectly honest. But really did like it. We got Joseph Quinn showcasing his Human Torch ability. We get Vanessa Kirby's Invisible Girl, Sue Storm, and then of course Pascal's front and center is Mr. Reed Richards, and then of course the Thing. And so they all come into their own. They did the Thing really well. I like his the prosthetics that moves really really fluently. If it is CGI, it's done really well as well. And the flow is really good. Like the chemistry is there. I was kind of worried, be perfectly honest, about the chemistry, but the chemistry is there. The actors are really really fleshed out for the roles. And we get our first live action look at Galactus. At first, huge, and of course he can change his size, so because you see him overlooking Earth, and then it changes size, and he's right there next to the Statue of Liberty. So I'm really happy that's actually gonna be the first villain they face, at least that we see. And it's still teased Robert Downey Jr. may show up as Victor Von Doom because he is the protagonist. Sorry, thinking Iron Man. He is the antagonist for the upcoming Avengers movies, Doomsday: Secret Wars. So it's teased. Nothing is confirmed about Robert Downey Jr. being in this particular movie. It sounds like they may wait for Doomsday, but he is the main antagonist against Fantastic Four, so it would make sense if he pops up. But very first teaser done well. I did like it. Looking forward to it. Looking at July, I thought about talking about Superman. I'm waiting on that one just a little bit longer because we get the Superman trailer about a few weeks ago. But Fantastic Four and Jurassic World both open up in July. It goes, I believe, Jurassic World first, Fantastic Four, and then closing out the month is Superman. So July is a stacked month. Summer movies are back, and I know it's been a few years since COVID, but 2025 really has a stacked blockbuster month of July alone. At no joke, 3 possible billion-dollar movies. So I hope the best for Fantastic Four, and I will go see it. And yeah, I hope to enjoy it. Pedro Pascal's definitely the internet's dad, so I'm definitely looking forward to that and hoping we get to see some more of his. Keep in mind for the Super Bowl, it's very likely they'll release a full trailer for Fantastic Four during the Super Bowl. Given this is just a teaser, so keep an eye on that. And once it drops for the Super Bowl, if you don't watch football, it'll drop on YouTube literally 30 seconds after it airs, so you'll be able to watch it. But that's my thoughts on Fantastic Four. I'm hoping it'll do well. It's a really, really good start, and I don't think it's the launch of Phase 5. I think it's like I have to go back and look, to be perfectly honest. I haven't paid too much attention post Endgame where everything lies in their phases, like when Phase 4 started, ended, where Phase 5 is starting. But if I remember correctly, Fantastic Four starts Phase 5. But if I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comments. No worries there. The next one we're gonna talk about is, I don't know which I'm more excited about, is Cobra Kai or Jurassic World, but we're gonna go to Jurassic World last just because that is my thing. That's my son and I love that together, so we're gonna go with Cobra Kai here. Um, Cobra Kai season 6 part 3 dropped their trailer and it just gave me chills. They picked the right song, the right tempo, and the Taikai Saikai tournament comes to where it all started in the All Valley. As you guys know, Quan was killed. Spoiler alert. And so you hear him cut the feed. The series does a really good job just treating us like adults and picks up weeks, months after an event happens, and we're just right there. We get a little bit of flashbacks and all that, sure, but they treat us like adults and just know that the Saikai tournament ended and with his death, and they're postponing it. So now they of course bring it to the All Valley, and the trailer has Johnny and Daniel speaking about what's going on. That it's a matter of time before both end up on the same side, and then in unison back to where it all started, and it's the All Valley arena. So chills right there. Thinking back to Karate Kid and the first season of Cobra Kai when it all happened on YouTube, and it just was great. Robbie and Miguel are front and center. Sam, Tori are front and center. Axel and the Iron Dragon Dojo, if I'm pronouncing that right, or not pronouncing it, if I'm remembering that correctly. Probably gonna do a watch through, but Cobra Kai returns in 8 days from today. Today is February 5th. 8 days from now, Cobra Kai is back for the final part. Um, Now it's going to be fairly straightforward. The Psychic tournament continues. We know if we're just going to be treated like adults, and we're going to talk about this non-spoilery, it's going to be Tori and, oh my god, Vandingham's character name, Zora. Is there a name? I have to look that up. Um, let me make sure here. I'm going to actually look up on my phone while I talk about those two are supposed to face off in the final part. And let me see here. Zora, am I right? Is that her name? Hold on, I'm looking it up. This is so stupid. Okay, hold on. Cobra Kai, Zora. I don't know if it's pronounced yet. Zara. Okay, Zara. Okay, Zara. I was close. I was one letter off. But it's played by Vandingham. She's a 13-time Taekwondo champion. But we know the final match for the women's is going to be um, probably between Tori and her, because Tori's Cobra Kai. She's with the Iron Dragon. I don't think Sam is going to get to the finals. If she does, as much as I love Mary Mauser as Sam and all that, I don't think Sam has the ability to beat Zara. Tori has enough anger pent up to take her on. So if it's Tori versus her, I have no qualms with that, with a girls fight ending like that. But we do see that Robbie is 100% doubting himself against Axel, and that he threw everything he had at Axel in the fight and the brawl, and Robbie's like, I can't beat him, and Miguel's trying to pump him up, and then we see a scene where somebody we think is Robbie gets something happens, we think it's Robbie, but Miguel comes running onto the mat and he's held back. We think Robbie gets hurt. My thinking is Miguel takes his place somehow, and Miguel whoops the shit out of him. I'm hoping that's what happens. Now there are rumors. Take these with a grain of salt and a potential spoiler alert. What I have read, and I'm not that I want to spoil it for myself, but is that I just wanted to know, because when Cobra Kai first dropped, a little bit of flashback, sorry. When Cobra Kai first dropped, we get introduced Miguel, Johnny, we find out where he's at, and Johnny starts training him. Miguel is our boy, Zolo Maraduena, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. My Spanish is a little rusty, but if Zolo, it started with Zolo and he's end with Zolo. So he won the Owl Valley season 1, and just the build up that he wants to have this on his resume to get into a good college, and because it looks great on resume, world karate champion. Come on, I mean that looks great. Like I'll be honest, world chess champion, world karate champion, Super Bowl champion. Those look great on resumes. So he wants that to be able to get into the college he wants to get into. So again, spoiler, grain of salt, that um, Miguel comes in, and because he cannot fight for Miyagi-Do, Cobra Kai technically has a spot open. I believe Miguel jumps in and takes a spot at Cobra Kai. Miyagi-Do loses against Axel in the semifinal match, and the final match is then between the fighter from Cobra Kai and Axel from the Dragon. And I believe Miguel takes the spot in Cobra Kai, so he starts and ends with Cobra Kai. The series starts with Miguel and is going to end with Miguel season 1 ended with him as a champion. Season 6 is gonna end with him as a champion. And I swear that is like a wish come true. I really, really genuinely hope it's Miguel. I don't have qualms with Robbie wins, but the way they're pitching the trailers, Robbie does not make it. That Robbie just loses and he's gonna get severely hurt. So according to the rumor, that's Miguel, that Robbie gets injured badly, and that's why Miguel gets pissed. And then you see the story goes Miguel jumps in the ring, and as he's fighting Axel, Johnny screams at him, "Miguel, no mercy." And then it ends with saying Miguel goes beast mode. Oh my god! Like holy shit! If that is even an ounce of true, where he suits back up for Cobra Kai, by all means, dude. Holy hell! Um, this is by far and away one of my favorite ever series ever made. Up there with my favorite series, like up there with Star Trek, up there with Breaking Bad and all that. Cobra Kai is one of my top 5 all time favorite shows now. So I genuinely hope we start and end with Miguel as a champion, um, and we're gonna get a lot of story. One thing that was kind of confirmed, not confirmed, this isn't spoiler, is that the episodes, the last 5 episodes, are close to an hour long each. So we're gonna get some really, really deep, in-depth story to finish this show out. And I don't know. One thing this isn't a rumor. This is my thought. This is not something I read. Given Karate Kid Legends comes out later this year, I'm hoping that there's a connection between Cobra Kai and that, because the casting for Karate Kid Legends has been so tight-lipped that we have all no idea behind the three main characters: Larusso, Machio, Chan, and oh my god, the kid, the protege of Han. So we're gonna see how that turns out. We're all, of course, as fans, hoping Johnny pops up, or like, karate Cobra Kai leads into Legends, showing that maybe Jackie Chan makes a cameo. I know, knocking on wood, it's not gonna happen, Jackie Chan, but it would be interesting to see Jackie Chan pop up in the show because he's looking for Larusso because of Mr. Miyagi. So that's what we have to hope for there. Again, that is not substantiated in any way, shape, or form. Not even through leaks has that been substantiated. It's just a hope. But I do want to see Cobra Kai connect to Karate Kid Legends. That would be great. And Karate Kid Legends somehow connect, at least call back to Cobra Kai, because you can't have one without the other at this point. But and also, and going further down the wish list, Jaden Smith, if he might be in Karate Kid Legends, that'd be crazy. That really would be outstanding. And I know people have their thoughts on Jaden Smith and all that, but it would be really cool to see him come back. I'm not kidding. It would be. He has some good roles. Karate Kid, I think, was a good role for him. Pursuit of Happiness. So I'm only giving him a chance if he comes back. But Cobra Kai season 6 part 3 drops February 13th. We tune in and watch. If you haven't watched it, go back, watch Karate Kids 1 through 4. Go back and watch Cobra Kai seasons 1 through 6. I just get that in there. Walk into this fresh. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. And yeah, so that's what taking Cobra Kai, just being a fanboy about it. And here's where I'm going to go full fanboy here, because I've been planning this podcast to be a little bit, about half an hour. So I got 16 minutes or so to dive in. Jurassic World Rebirth. Holy shit. The trailer, for me as a fan, was outstanding. The horror element is there. They promised a horror element. Not all horror, but just that horror element, the shock and awe of what we got in the first movie. Because and before I continue, sorry, nothing will ever touch the magic of Jurassic Park. That being said, the other movies, I liked them. I loved Dominion. I loved Fallen Kingdom. I loved Jurassic World. I liked Jurassic Park 3. I loved Lost World. You see where this is going. But no movie was ever going to touch the first one. But if we're going to go in terms of what the trailer showed us and giving us that sense of awe again, it is Rebirth. Because it starts off, the trailer, of course, shows the banner falling over a skeleton, liking back to Jurassic Park. Then here's ScarJo, our mission specialist. Her character name is Zora Bennett. Let's see, that's where I got it. Zora Bennett, Zara. There we go. And of course, meeting with Jonathan Bailey's doctor, and he was like, "What mission? What are you talking about?" So Loomis is, of course, what? But the first real dinosaur scene we get is the tail we get in the teaser. That was 9 seconds long. That tail belongs to Titanosaurus, one of the largest, if not the largest, sauropod to ever have lived, and one of the largest, I think, one of the top three largest animals to have ever existed on this planet, next to the blue whale. Um, that was a shock and awe scene, just to sit there and I'll be honest, the trailer gave me the sense of what I saw when I first saw the Brachiosaur in Jurassic Park. Like I got that kind of, I was like, holy shit, like that is massive. Like it's just like you're sitting like, I was astounded, and it was great to see that. And then we of course we go on through the trailer, and we get some amazing shots of the mission and like, oh, when we need DNA from the three biggest dinosaurs. Before anybody corrects it, pterosaurs are not dinosaurs, but tomato potato. Um, So of course they jump in there like, why can't we get DNA from the flying, the adults? And how Loomis tells them, well, it's the size of an F-16, so go with that. So they go for the egg. Of course, the Quetzalcoatlus ruins the day because they are very protective of their net. Animals in general protective of their nests. So obviously the hecticness starts right away. But they get out, at least assumingly. But they get out, and then of course they start finding secrets. We see a double-headed raptor. We see an embryo that of course just didn't make it. And this island is not, according to, I know producers lie, writers lie before a movie comes out because they want to keep the intrigue. But if this is to be true, this is not one of the Cinco Muertes. This is a completely new island. Zora Bennett, ScarJo's character, says this was the original research lab for Jurassic Park. Not Isla Sorna, not Isla Nublar, not out of the other three islands. This is a completely new island, and they say near the equator. While yes, in the map lore, there's a map in Lost World and from Dominion and all that. These are near the equator, but they do say this is very, very close to the equator. And so while Duncan Kincaid, Mahershala Ali's character is mapping out a route, he goes, "We got to go this way, avoid government trolls," and they get on the island. And we get the horror elements. We get a, a we get the Rancor. Now I'm not dissing it. The shot of it, the so people have gotten the still. They stopped the trailer, got the still of it. This thing looks like a Rancor, but it is terrifying. I'm not lying. The least I saw, I was like, okay, that's scary as fuck. Um, the design is admitted from the producers and all of that. It is a cross between a Rancor, a Xenomorph, and a T Rex. It is a failed T Rex experiment, and I know people are tired of the mutant genetic hybrid dinosaurs, but if since this is going back to basics, this dinosaur, this mutant, is the result of failed genetic experimentations. It's said that these dinosaurs left on this island were the worst of the worst, and that they didn't take them to the island to Sorna or Nublar because they were too unstable, too aggressive. So that leaves it to, of course, be there. Now this thing is literally got to be 40 something years old because if they continued work on this island after Jurassic Park fell, then it's probably younger than that. But we are definitely in some uncharted territory. And yes, and I'm going to get all the criticisms out of the way. This is very much Lost World Jurassic Park 3-ish. This is very much Dominion-ish. Um, and I'll say kind of elements of Fallen Kingdom, but they're not taking dinosaurs off the island. They're literally there to get DNA and leave. I'm going to assume the easiest DNA for them to get is of that of the Titanosaur. I mean, while you obviously can't just walk up to some 120-ton animal, they are they are generally going to be believed to be gentle giants. Now, I don't remember the third dinosaur. They need DNA from Quetzalcoatlus, Titanosaur, and I don't know if they mentioned the third one. I know that for sure they didn't mention the trailer. I watched the trailer, not kidding, 20 times, 30 what? Um, but they didn't mention the third dinosaur, so they needed DNA from that. Of course, the T Rex Rancor starts ruining things. We see Kincaid waving a flare and the thing roar. It's very much got a raspy Rancor T Rex roar, and he looks like he's trying to lead it away and get to it. Then we see another scene where, assuming it is a flashback, because it's very much in a room with Red and a guy stuck in the lab. So there's probably gonna be a flashback scene into when this thing was created. And then we get a great look at the new T Rex, a black and yellow striped T Rex that looks very pissed off. And we see proof that David Koepp, who wrote the first two movies based off the novel, talked with Crichton, talked with Spielberg. He did those. He came back to write this, and he wrote a scene in there. For the hardcore JP fans, this is the raft scene from the first book that Spielberg couldn't do due to technical limitations at the time. They now adapted that scene, so we're gonna get to see the Rex in the water, and per the story, the Rex is able to walk in the river and then eventually swim and chase them. So, from new discovery and DNA evidence, T Rexes can swim. They were able to. They're very powerful swimmers. Their legs are extremely powerful. So, we're gonna see this new T Rex probably chase down some of our characters. And this was straight from, I believe, David Kep or one of our producer Marshall. There's no version of the movie where everyone lives. So everything they've shot, that there's death in this movie. Like they said, there's no version of the movie where everyone lives. So I was like, great. So I'm looking forward to this. Now I'm going to talk about another thing. Okay, actually, hold on. I almost got ahead of myself there. The Spinosaurus is back with a more accurate design this time around. So we're looking at the left final shot of the trailer shows three Spinosaurus and a Mosasaur circling the boat, and Loomis tells them like, okay, this is unusual. They're helping the Mosasaur patrol, hunt, and keep watch of the territory, and then of course they start predictably attacking the boat. The Spinosaurs do not look like the Spino from Jurassic Park 3. This is a more scientifically accurate representation. So this is going to be interesting. But these Spinosaurs, the Mosasaur, all these dinosaurs are very, very old. So we're thinking they had to be made between the events of Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3, where InGen went absolutely crazy with their genetic manipulation. So these are, again, dinosaurs that have been made. They're old. And who knows? They could also be young. They could have just been born. Or not just been born, but they could only be 10 years old because life finds a way. But great action scenes, great sequences. I'm looking forward to it. The only gripe I had with the trailer was the music. The music started off great, but when it got to more of the horror elements, that should really change the tone. But the music was too uppity for me for half the trailer. But I'll let that slide. Other than that, I'm looking forward to this movie. Now there is a rumor slash heartbreaking moment that I genuinely hope is not true because of what we see at the beginning of the trailer, the still we see. And I'm not kidding, I teared up. I'm this kind of fan of Jurassic Park. I will cry. I'm not kidding. I will cry in this Jurassic Park before I cry in another movie. The end of Jurassic Park sees Rexy take out the raptors. She roars, and the banner falls, saying, "When dinosaurs ruled the earth." We see a skeleton with a head on the floor. They're dismantling it in the same exact position, mirrored, if you will, mirrored exact position Rexy was in when she roared at the end of the first movie, and the banner is falling because they're taking it down. The rumor mill is the skeleton is that of Rexy, that she died after the events of Dominion, years after the events of Dominion, and she died of old age, and this is her skeleton. I don't know how to take that. I'll be honest, it is very, very sad. Next to the moment in Fallen Kingdom where we lose the Brachiosaur, that is the girl herself, the very first dinosaur we ever see in the franchise. That the Brachiosaur died in Fallen Kingdom on the pier, and now you're telling me that our girl Rexy, is dead. I get by this time. I forgot the time jump from this one. I don't know if the time jump is 3 years, like given from when Dominion came out to this one. If it is 3 years, or if it's, I think it's like 8 years. There's a significant time jump, but Rexy at this point would be between the ages of, I believe, hold on, 88 to now, so my age. So 36, between 36 and 42 years old. A T Rex, paleontologically speaking, would live about as much as 30 years old. That was like, so far, we've seen T Rexes as old as 28 to 29 years old. So 30 is not a stretch. But Rexy is an old girl. A lot of us have accepted as fans that she may have lived longer than normal because she was genetically modified and genetically engineered. So no doubt to think she can pull another 20 years out of her ass. But I will give the CGI and effects teams that they did make her look older. She went from looking young, 5, 6 years old in Jurassic Park, to they're over 30 years old in Dominion. Rexy is old, but if that is indeed her skeleton, I genuinely will cry because that unlike Fallen Kingdom where we saw the Brachiosaur die and we legitimately had the end of an era with Nublar, um This would be the end of an era. Rexy dies would mark a significant end of a generation that we grew up with a T Rex, named her affectionately Rexy, went through 4 movies with her, watched her win fights, get knocked down, get up and get help, fighting with Blue, um, getting free to run around as she pleases in Fallen Kingdom. And yeah, so if that skeleton is that of Rexy and the banner falls one last time, I genuinely will be. I'll shed some tears because that is full circle. Now I have high hopes for this movie. I have no doubt it's going to blow us fans away, regardless of what people say about Dominion and Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World. Jurassic World was the, I will say this to this day, is the perfect sequel to Jurassic Park. I would have had zero qualms if it had ended with Jurassic World, because it was the perfect sequel to Jurassic Park, because we all wanted to know what would have happened if the park succeeded. We got it. And again, no qualms if it had ended with World. I loved Fallen Kingdom and I loved Dominion just as much. I am one of those fans that I can find the flaws and find the criticisms in these movies, but you can't change my affection for them. I will not argue. As now, if somebody says, "Oh, Dominion sucked. It was a terrible movie," I'll defend that. I'll like, wait, come on, dude. What's your reasoning? But if somebody says, "I don't like Dominion because of the pacing. I don't like because of the story," and they point out elements, I'll respect that opinion. Cool. And I want to know your guys' opinion. So if you're still here watching, please in the comments talk about Cobra Kai, talk about Fantastic Four, talk about Jurassic World. The next topics you want to see on the show. So this is the season premiere. I'm gonna go back to Jurassic World here in a second. Remember to like, follow, subscribe. Justin has been sick. I keep saying Justin's coming back. He is coming back. He's designing a new logo. You see the Off Wall Nerd podcast right there. He's designing our season 3 logo. The goal is to be 1 episode a month, so we should have 11 episodes by the end of the year, if not more. The goal is one a month. And if it's just me doing it, it's just me doing it. But I did start this with Justin. This is his baby just as much as it is mine. Um, so yeah. But yeah. So again, guys, like, follow, subscribe. Really appreciate the support. Again, 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. As far as the hype for movies, Jurassic World is number 1 on my list for this year. Cobra Kai is number 2 on my list. It's not in the movies, but Cobra Kai is number 2. As far as movies go for the rest of the year, what I'm really, really looking forward to, I'm gonna pull up the list. So let me see here. 2025 in film. Let's look at Wikipedia. What movies are coming out? All right. List of American films 2025. Yes, thank you. All right, January through March. Let's look. All right, we're already past January. I'm not worried about January. Um, okay, come on, come on. So I'm gonna look through this while I'm talking to you guys. All right, so for February, nothing outstanding out there. So as far as movies that are gonna be cool watches on Netflix, Witcher, Sirens of the Deep. We're gonna have Ke Huy Quan in Love Hurts. Not bad. His first leading role for him. He's really, really cool. He's a really cool guy. We're into March, and yeah, no, nothing crazy in March. Snow White, meh. I don't like Disney. That's not even because I just don't like Disney. So I'm not gonna go see that movie. April through June. Here's where we're gonna get into it. So Minecraft in April. I will watch it. Probably wait for streaming. So we won't talk about that on the podcast. I will not go see it in theaters. I love Jack Black. I don't like Jack. Love Jack Black. He's always rubbed me the wrong way, but as a genuine human and how he acts, I can't knock him for it. But I love Jason Momoa, but I don't know about Minecraft. I really don't. Um, Going through nothing great there. Thunderbolts. Okay, I'll go see Thunderbolts in May. May we have a lot to do. May is going to be Thunderbolts. It's going to be the final Mission Impossible movie, Final Reckoning, Lilo and Stitch, and then Karate Kid Legends. So May is going to be a very, very busy month. That may be a 2 podcast episode month, to be perfectly honest. Let's split those up. Um, so from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, that is my personal new favorite. I want to go see. I love the John Wick movies. Keanu Reeves is one of my all-time favorite actors. I'm going to go see that. I have all the confidence in the world. Ana de Armas will do amazing. 28 years later, for old school fans, there we go. Jurassic World Rebirth is the first movie in July, so it is going to look to blast open the summer blockbuster market. Superman, almost 2 weeks later. Fantastic Force, and then of course we have the Bad Guys 2 for kids movies. and that's kind of it for July. But then we're coming into um September because there wasn't too much in August. What am I looking at in August? Let's see, Freaker Friday. If you're a fan of that series, so August nothing really. So June, July are gonna be the big ones. September is gonna look to take advantage of and have Saw 11 come out. Let's go into holiday season. We're looking at Tron Ares. Okay, I am looking forward to that one. Mortal Kombat 2. There it is. That's gonna be probably my second or third one. Predator Badlands is a sequel to Prey. I believe it's Badlands. One of the two new Predator movies coming out is a sequel to Prey, and I believe it's Badlands. Um, then there's Zootopia 2. That'll be a good one, at least for the kids. Avatar Fire and Ash. And the remade Anaconda. That'll be funny. So, movies, as far as that standing out for me, I will definitely, of course, Karate Kid, Superman, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Avatar. So, there'll be some good movies there. May is going to be the biggest month. I think May and July are going to be the two biggest months of the year for movies. That's the box office right there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to a lot of great content coming. As far as again podcast is concerned, I'll do this on my own, but I really hope I get Justin back soon. But this is the season premiere, season 3, episode 1, off the wall nerd podcast episode. Jurassic World Rebirth. I cannot geek out enough about that movie. I really, really can't. Um, Cobra Kai I can't either. Fantastic Four I can only because there'll always be a special place in my heart for the Ian Grufford, Chris Evans, Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis one. 2005. That'll always be a special place in my heart for that one. But in the meantime, guys, so there's my take on the two blockbuster movies on here, and then of course Cobra Kai. So let me know what you guys want to talk about in the comments. Discuss in the comments about Jurassic World, Cobra Kai, Fantastic Four, something I may have missed. I picked these three on purpose, so I didn't intentionally miss anything. Or wait, yes I did. Sorry, but I didn't forget to miss anything as far as like I know what you guys watch and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments. Leave a like, leave a follow, leave a subscribe. Go follow my Twitch. I'm trying to get more. Oh god, I haven't streamed my Twitch in so long. I'll get back to Twitch. But yeah, there we go. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember again, like, follow, subscribe. Huge, huge summer coming up with May and July for movies. And let me know what you're looking forward to. So guys, down in the comments, favorite movie you're looking forward to. Um, Other stuff you want to talk about. But until then, guys, thank you again for tuning in. I'll see you guys all in the next video.